know me so far. And in fact, this is the outline of my project, okay? And as Lucy, I'm also going to talk about motivation, okay? I had to give a title to my project, and then I decided to call it Developing Autonomy and Improving Motivation, a Starting Point. Why is it a starting point? Because despite the fact this is going to cover like 3 to 4 lessons, probably, considering that I'm going to add lots of stuff the guys have been doing here, it's going to become bigger. It's a whole year project, you know. I teach, as I told you, in a public school. It's a city public school. The name of my school is Escola Municipal Ferreira Viana. It's a very small school. We have around 500 students, and I have 9 groups from 5th to 8th year in the school. And I spent 4 years with them, because we have no other English teacher, poor of them, you know. They have to spend 4 years with me. But I imagine the project starting on the 5th year, okay, in order to achieve better results after 4 years, okay? And why did I do that? Because to me it seems that students are not interested in thinking, reflecting, and coming up with their own thoughts. It's really hard for them. Sometimes they don't know why they go to school. They have very difficult realities. They have to face many different problems. They are poor communities, as we have all said here. Most of our students have very difficult lives. And also because I feel they have become too dependent on us. And motivation do not last more than 1 or 2 activities. You bring something and they say, oh, that's so nice, that's so cool. Okay, I don't want to do anymore. I feel like that. And then, also because they don't feel responsible for their learning process. You know, if things go bad, it's because of the teacher. They never put the blame on themselves. And I also believe that they do that because they're not aware of what's going on. Of what's going on in classroom, of what's going on in their learning process. As Leticia was saying, she said in her presentation, they have to learn how to learn. They don't have a reflexive thinking on that, okay? Then I tried to ask for help, you know, to water my thoughts on the article that we've read in our class with Gretchen, that they talk about the language level, learner level, and learning situation level to increase motivation. I wrote on my project that I think that most of us, if not all of us, were not aware of all those things. But in fact, because we are inside of the classroom, we feel that. We know most part of that things, but empirically, because we are there in the classroom, and we know what's going on, what's okay and what's not. But I think this was a very nice article, and it really opened my eyes to some things I was not aware, and that I want to learn more to help them more. And I also took an idea from the book I have, which is Alternative Approaches to Second Language Learning, that they say that no single theoretical perspective will be able to fully explain SLA. So we cannot focus only on one approach, okay? By now, what we should do is to compare and contrast them, take what they have that fits us better in our realities, and then to build up our classes and our teaching, okay? But it really needs a lot of more study because I have to go further on it. Then I have the foundation of my project, considering my planning, and I think that I need to go back and forth different approaches and theories about motivation, and then I can do what I want to do, which is optimize my teaching. I want my students to optimize my students' learning process and also to develop their autonomy. I also want to help my students to be more aware of their learning process and get engaged. I divided my lesson in 2 phases. One of them is phase 1, yes, you know English, because they get to your class, oh, I don't know English. This is so hard, I don't know it, but they do. We have to show them they do. So I decided to use the book first unit, which is called Welcome, that they bring some activities eliciting words that we borrowed from English to Portuguese, okay, and they are just the same, but they are pronounced differently because we do not say hot dog, yeah, we say hot dog, yes, we change it when we speak it. So I want to ask them, what you know, do you know English? What do you know about English language? Elicit this in that ball of wood game, you know, that all the words, bringing this idea that all the words in a language, they are linked. And from that moment on, I'm going to tell them they cannot say I don't know English anymore. It's not allowed in our classes. From now on, you cannot say that. It's forbidden. I will work with book activities, which is these activities here, that they have some words like hamburger, cheeseburger, and whatever, many other words, and they have a puzzle also, that all of them work with this kind of vocab, okay? I also designed other activities to make them to research it, to compare it, okay? And then I'm going to use the Pink Panther video with the hamburger stuff, which is very nice. And we're going to do this activity here also in the language corner, which uses the word hamburger, you know, to give the example. So it fits properly. And what I want them to understand is that we borrow words from other languages, okay? And we use them, but we are going to pronounce them in a different way. But since we are learning English, we have to pronounce them according to English language while we speaking English, okay? And this is something important that we have to be aware of, okay? You know English, but maybe you don't know how to pronounce these words while speaking English. So this is a beginning for us. And then phase 2 of the project is discussing how our English classes are going to be, okay? Considering that, yes, we are going to use Portuguese in class, we cannot avoid it at the beginning, but our objective is going to use Portuguese and along the way to get to a 100% English class, okay? Use the more you can, the more you know, all of the words you know, please say them in English, yes? And we are going to negotiate. Our activities are going to use 4 skills. I have an activity also to make them to understand what's it about. Because, oh, this is a listening activity, but what the hell is listening? You know? Ah, okay, now today we have to have a writing activity. Huh? So they have to be aware of what's going on, yes? Then I want to discuss with them why do they think that people learn English, because I want them to set their goals. Why they want to learn English for, as Lucy was saying. They have to have goals in learning something, okay? I want them to establish it. It's not going to be a stuck thing that they cannot change, they cannot review along the way. But let's have a starting point for that. And then I'm going to have an English language contract. I didn't design the contract because I didn't have the tools I want in my computer. But I'm going to make a contract like a formal one, you know? These sentences are going to be in Portuguese because they are not going to have language enough to understand this in English. But what I want them to feel is, I want them to learn English because by the end of 2013, I want to be able to in English. In order to help myself learning in English, I will in class. And in order to help myself learning English, I will when I'm not in class. Because this is another idea. You don't learn English only in our class. 2 times a week, 45 minutes, it doesn't happen, guys. Yeah, it's not going to work if they don't have English input all around, okay? So this is my objective. I'm going to sign, they're going to sign that, okay? And as I told you, we have 3 trimesters. We are going to sit together at the end of that, and we are going to review. Are you achieving it? Are you not? Why didn't you do that? I have once a week, I have 1 class free that I must stay at school, so I want to use this class, you know, to set appointments with the students for them to come and us to organize their learning program. You know, I don't know how to call it by now. And just to finish, I had my objective. They are kind of long and they are not so specific. I have some of them for the class and some of them to further discussions, but the most important thing for me is to discuss, identify, and present their reasons for learning English, okay? And I would like to thank, you know, everybody, teachers and classmates who have made this experience so fulfilling, and for sure there is a lot, there are a lot of you here inside of the project, you know, because I've been talking to many people, learning from many people, and all these things build up the project, and I hope to count on you along the way to help me, you know, when I need. I'm gonna Facebook all of you and send you emails, and that's it. Thank you.
Questions, comments?
Angela, I really like that,
Do you have
and
water?
for everybody, it's so nice to see that all our ideas, they kind of complete each other.
Yes.
That's so nice, and,
Yes.
and like I don't
I want to use your handout for
Yeah,
reading. I'm going to use
and
the
this
Summer
idea of
approach
share.
also. Words that we borrow from English. It's awesome.
And I think it helps that we have the same book, so it's fantastic that
Yes.
you're sharing this idea.
Yeah, it's cool.
Angela, I really like the contract. I think I'm going to do the same. And I was also thinking about the goals. It's important at the end of the semester of the year to come back to the goal and
Yeah.
contract, and you know, and see, right, what could we really achieve or not, and even maybe at the middle of the year of the semester, take a look again.
Yes.
You know? So really good.
Yes, I didn't tell that, but I'm going to take copies of the contracts. One of them stays with me, one of them stays with them.
Maybe just a suggestion. Sometimes I like to be picky. Maybe you should think of and if I do that, I'll think what is the role of the teacher in the contract as well.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because it has the part of the student, but
Yes.
then like Denise said, that we have to
Yes.
correspond to what we ask.
I thought about
So
writing a
maybe-
paragraph.
Yeah,
You know,
paragraph
the
about
teacher
the teacher.
will be responsible for
Yeah,
this
that
and
would
this
be
and this
nice.
and that.
Because then they see they can.
Yeah.
Teacher, you said you would do songs with us.
Yes,
You
I
gotta
should.
do it.
I should
You
have
know?
written that.
Where's my
That
songs?
would be fun.
You're right.
Angela, are you going to make a poster with the contract? That would also be nice. Yeah, you said that. To
I
leave
thought
it in the classroom. So
I thought
you know,
about it.
every
but-
now and then you could refer to that.
Mhm.
Remember, people? Remember the contract?
I thought about it, but the contract is an individual thing. You know, it's not a class contract. It's me and you, me and Lucy, me and Fernanda. You
Yes,
know?
but even though if they
I-
see it.
No. What I usually do and put on the board is our classroom rules. This is something I do. I build up with them and then I put them on the wall. But the contracts, having, you know, like 30 students in classroom, I cannot, you know, Xerox 30 contracts and put them on the wall because I don't have space for that in my classroom. Because the classroom is not mine.
Yes.
And also we know that the things in the classroom might disappear. So
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, it happens.
people,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it. I get it.
It's not so nice, but
And
it
then there's a
happens.
student who doesn't want to do the name.
Yeah.
Rip
yes.
it down. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah. And I would like just 1 second because I would like to share an idea with all of you. I talked to some of the guys yesterday while we were having lunch, And this idea crossed my mind, and I would like to propose. Yes?
Mhm.
Okay, you all something. Okay, we're not going to get married. Okay, because but I thought that we should, by the end of the year, get all our projects together. We should go back to Brazil. We have to apply these things and check out if they work. And by the end of the year, I think we should get together, even technologically.
Yeah.
And I think we should rewrite our projects, and I think we should release a book. You know?
That's a good idea.
I think we should take the projects, because we have the theoretical basis, we have a starting point, as I said. You know, we should go further, research more, maybe rewrite it in a more academic way, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, to count on with our native friends, you know, to review it. And,
Most definitely.
We could do
have our plans that, like Lucy's
I'll talk about that just for a
classes,
second.
whatever we planned, and then like a paragraph with our results. After 1 year, I achieved that, I could accomplish this and this and that, I couldn't accomplish, and get it together,
Yeah.
you know? And maybe we could count on with CAPES help or Fulbright help.
Or even, I think it would be great to have an online book. Yeah.
That's
Maybe.
probably more likely.
Yeah, because
I don't know,
this is cheap.
but-
I mean, you don't need to invest
Yeah,
money,
that's
and
true.
it's open for everybody
Yeah.
to access. And
The idea is this, you
Yeah.
know,
The idea,
people
yeah.
who are coming to have the same experience as we have, they could have access to that. And also, guys, because as we were talking yesterday during lunch, there are so many teachers that are not coming,
yeah.
you know, or because they won't pass on the selection, or because they
Even
don't
know
have
about
the
program.
how can I
Yeah.
say that? This is
Self-esteem.
self-esteem
Confidence.
or proactivity. Can I
Yeah.
say that?
Program.
Proactivity? No, I'm going there. I'm gonna take it. They don't do that. So it's a way of sharing with them.
Angela, yeah, that was something I told someone here, don't know who, that when I was going to write my report, because in my plan for coming here, I said I was going to write an article. So I thought, when I'm writing my report, I will already shape it as an article. So if we all do that, then at the end of the year, we can shape it as a chapter for the book. So
Yeah.
it becomes easier, because if we just write a
Mhm.
report, then it won't be so
Maybe,
easy to do
yeah.
that. So if we all work like that, I think we can,
It's
it will
it's
be
an
easier to
idea.
do that.